Today I got Wawa, and how did I end up here? Let's kind of Tarantino this thing and bring up a little foreshadowing, a little storytelling. Last week I got snowed in, and I was in a complex that had Smash Burger, Chipotle, and Wawa. And I said of those three, I would pick Chipotle. And there was a lot of comments in the comment section that said, you know, a soup and a sandwich from Wawa would sound kind of fire, not kind of day. And in retrospect, y'all were kind of right. So I got a soup and a sandwich from Wawa. Like, that's literally the reason. I had to do it. I was like, bro, that's kind of going to hit. So I got a sandwich that I normally wouldn't get from Wawa and a soup that I would normally never get from Wawa. I got these Hers honey jalapeno chips because we were talking in the all dress video about how underrated Hers was, in my opinion. Some of y'all as a company, and Hers is always at Wawa. So that's one of the good things that Wawa has. But let me show you kind of the lineup, the soup and sandwich lineup. I rarely, if ever, get like cold subs from Wawa, but that's what I was really in the mood for. So we went with a cold sub today. Very rare for me. Like, extremely rare. And it's kind of not cold because I did get get it toasted just a little bit. But let me show you what I got real quick. I got the double meat. Yes, the double meat. So I got the roast beef and turkey. Got a lot of ingredients to go through. I have oil and vinegar a little bit on both of those. Garlic aioli, salt and pepper, buffalo sauce, tomatoes, provolone and hot peppers. And then I went with the toast whole sub option. I don't see a lot of the aioli in here, so I'm gonna get a little. Where's my y'all didn't really give me my aioli, did you? That's why I put my own buffalo sauce here. I don't really smell no aioli, bro. Where is it? You must have not had it and said, F you. I don't even see the buffalo. Don't matter. A little bit of mayo on mine, though. And then for my soup. This is, I didn't even know they had this. They got lobster bisque. I know somebody gonna say lobster bisque at Wawa is crazy. I agree with you. Lobster bisque at Red Lobster at this point is crazy. So I said, you know what? Let's try it out. I should have got the Red Lobster bisque so I could have had a comparison. Their lobster bisque, a small, was $4. Let me get situated here. Hers honey jalapeno. Am I the only person that does this? When I'm really trying to just eat a sandwich? They stuff this thing with so much meat. I know somebody gonna do it. I know. There we go. Need this. Their roast beef is decent. I've never gotten their roast beef. It's pretty good. Turkey is turkey. There's better turkey, but roast beef has a higher margin of error, in my opinion. Honey jalapeno Hers kettle cooked. These are serious questions, very important. What is your favorite type of chip? Mine's kettle cooked. Also, honorable mention, I really like the wavy, like ridged. But with a sandwich, kettle cooked is king. Got my own drink. What do we got today? Polar Lime. They had a big sale on Polar at ShopRite. It was like 4 for $10, and that's like insane for Polar. And it said limit 4 per customer. So I got 8. How did I get 8? I'm not telling y'all. There's gonna be some person in the comment section that's like one of them looking for reasons to not like me thing that's gonna be like, actually, that's really wrong. You shouldn't do that. All right, I got 8. There's nothing illegal. I just didn't. I got 8. All right. But I know there's some of y'all out there that y'all just be waiting for something, bro. Y'all be like, hold up, got him. Come on. I still love y'all though, but I know how y'all get. Let's try this lobster bisque. This, believe it or not, was the lowest calorie thing at Wawa per serving, it says 90 calories, and I almost don't believe it. Second lowest was chicken noodle soup, which is weird, at $1.50. So I feel like that's not accurate, but that's what it did say on it. And I was shocked to see it, but I still wanted to try it either way. Yeah, there's no, I wouldn't expect there to be lobster in this, but, you know. You know the crazy part, though? That's actually not bad. I don't think there might be like smaller langostino or something like that in here, but the flavor of the lobster bisque, almost like they had a concentrated lobster something that they poured in it. It does taste like it. Like they made a lobster stock, for example. Maybe they took all the extra shells from like a restaurant and put it in there, because it does taste like it. There's absolutely, it's pureed. There's no chunks of lobster meat or whatever fake lobster they would use in there, but the flavor of it, it's not bad. It makes me interested to say, what would it taste like at Red Lobster? Now, look at that buffalo sauce. Let's do this. I'd still pick Chipotle, but this is good. This is good. Comparing this to that order, the soup and the sandwich, I got double meat. Compared to that order, this costs about $15. The soup and the sandwich were $12.34, and the bag of chips was $2.70. So it's about $15. What I got at Chipotle, double meat and double rice and everything I got, came out to about $18, and I think it's $3 better. You know what I'm saying? So comparing it on price. Also, I know people say you got the wrong order. Like, you can change your order how you want to, but I still think that if I had to pick Chipotle or Wawa, I'd pick Chipotle. I still like Wawa, though. And it's still better than Subway. And I almost went to Subway today. They have a new cookie, a foot-long Oreo cookie. You have to check your store, because it's not in the app. So I pulled up on the Subway by me, went in there, and I asked him, I said, hey, you guys have the foot-long Oreo cookies? He said, oh, no, not yet. And he said, you want anything else? I looked at him for about 15 seconds, and I was like, no. So, yeah, I almost got a Subway video today, but I couldn't do it. I was like, nah, I'm gonna go to Wawa. You never know. Maybe I'll end up back at Subway one of these days. You guys actually do watch the Subway videos. I can't put myself through that more than once or twice a year. For the sandwich. Maybe if they sponsored me. Would I take a Subway sponsorship? Yeah. But it would have to be like for something I like the mid-ball sub or something. And I also would ask them to make it cheap. Like, don't have me advertising a $10 sandwich for a 6-inch. It's wild. But under the right circumstances, maybe. Speaking, this is a nice segue, of weird or funny advertisements, I saw this on my Instagram and on my TikTok. Probably one of the funniest sponsorships I've ever seen, and it's so tongue-in-cheek that you wouldn't know it unless you knew it. And that will make sense in a second, so let me tell you the story. I was laughing hysterically. I sent it to a couple of my friends. So, the advertisement, or the brand deal, was for Jameis Winston. Y'all know who Jameis Winston is. He's now a quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. In college, he was an excellent player. He was the first pick in the draft about a decade ago. His NFL career has been a roller coaster, to put it best. And there was a year that I think sums up Jameis's career as an NFL quarterback. In 2019, he threw for 5,100 yards. He had 33 touchdowns, which by all intents and purposes, it's a very statistically good year. He also had 30 interceptions that year. And a lot of them, if you watch the tape, were, they're pretty, sometimes you don't know what he's doing. But with all that being said, he had a brand deal with a place, I believe it's called the Fulton Fish Market. That's not important. The important thing was the brand deal was for free crab legs. I'm sorry. Free crab legs. Why am I laughing about that? Anybody who knows anything about Jameis Winston, he's had some, especially in his collegiate years, he had some controversy, I guess is the best way to say it. I'm not going to get into details about the other one, okay? But this one I found, there was a citation issued against him. He was never arrested when you look it up, but there was a citation issued against him while he was at Florida State for stealing crab legs from a Publix. 10 years later, he's pitching free crab legs. Now, obviously, the people that did it, they know, so it's like a funny thing. But when I saw that, I said, wow, you've got to be kidding me. Crab legs. It was one of those situations where I wasn't sure whether to laugh, shake my head, or just keep scrolling. But when I saw it, I mean, I don't even know what to say about it. I don't, but shout out to Jameis Winston. He's made a career for himself kind of in that backup niche. Somehow he ends up starting again, which is something that's, you know, some of the career backups, like when you think of like your Ryan Fitzpatricks, for example, where they've had some starting in some places, but it kind of just does this their entire. I compare it to something like that. But for people who don't know, when he was at Florida State, the year they won a national championship, he was really good. Really good. I like the bisque, and I'm surprised that I do. The Wawa, overall, pretty good. You have to really take advantage at Wawa if you think it's overpriced, though. You got to use, like, the Hoagie Fest and the coupons and the deals and stuff, because it can get pricey when you start ordering, like, double meat and stuff like that, but I ordered it, so I'm not really complaining about the price. I'm just giving you comparisons. They do have an under $5 menu, and if you use their app, they have $2 off of any regular sub. Doesn't apply to the double meat, though, so you can get it for relatively cheap. But I say this every time for people, like with the Taco Bell, sometimes people say it costs too much money. You have to look at the apps. Even if you don't want to, like make a weird email, a burner email, if you will. No, you don't really have to put your sensitive information into it if you don't want to. So, you know, you can do with that what you want. I know some people are a little leery about it, and I completely understand. So, you can make just make an email, make a regular email, and then go from there, because they just want your stuff so they can send you emails and stuff. So, I'm trying not to get too tinfoil hat, but you know, I keep saying, you know, it doesn't matter. Wawa was good. You noticed the meal was relatively small today. I'm going out tonight, so I intend to have a couple of adult beverages. So, what I normally do for people who are like, maybe you go out and do stuff like that, is I'll have a meal that's relatively filling, but not like crazy with the calories. So I set myself right now with a cap of 1,000 calories. The sandwich was 700. I didn't finish the chips, but the whole bag is 360. I ate about half the bag, and then with this, I'm right at about 1,000, you know, give or take. And then because alcohol has calories in it, for people who don't know, so I will have a couple, but I factor that in with calories. And for people who do use fitness tracking apps, you can put the alcohol in, and the calories will show up. Alcohol is not calorie free. Just for people to know, you don't have to track it. I'm just telling you. Anyway, that's me to end of the video. Let me go enjoy and do my thing. We'll be back tomorrow. More content, man, and hand signs. They made it to YouTube.